By the power vested in me as Regent of the Old Glory Chapter, Daughters of the National Society of the Daughters of the American Revolution, I now declare this November 2021 meeting in session. To perpetuate the memory and spirit of the men and women who achieved American independence, to promote the development of an enlightened public opinion, and to foster patriotic citizenship, these are the objects of our society, Daughters of the American Revolution. Please stand if you are able.
Guard that which is committed to thy trust.
Yea, I have a goodly heritage.
Thou shalt remember all the way which the Lord thy God hath led thee.
Blessed is the nation whose God is the Lord.
Dear God, thank you for this beautiful day. Thank you that you are the God of justice and truth, rock of our lives. Bless our veterans, these men and women of courage and valor, with a deep and abiding understanding of our profound gratitude. Protect them and their families from loneliness and want. Grant them lives of joy and bounty. May their dedication and honor be remembered as a blessing from generation to generation. Amen.
Now we will post the colors. Pledge of Allegiance. Jan. Our Pledge of Allegiance will be led by Jan Campbell Balsh.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
You may be seated. Allison Spears of the U.S. Flag Committee will come and give us a reading on reflections of the flag.
This is from our National DAR website, an excerpt written in 1978. What does it take to make a flag? Cloth, color, sewing, design? Everyone knows it takes all of these, but it takes something else as well. A flag is an idea. It must be a symbol. The symbol combines with the idea and gives it feeling. The feeling is one of belonging. We in the United States want to belong to our country, and so the Stars and Stripes reinforce that because of a basic idea on which our government was built. That basic idea is that nothing is as important as a human being, and that every human being has the right to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness.
Thank you, Allison. Welcome. What a beautiful day for us all to be here and to honor our veterans today. I'd like to also thank Stuart Long, who was our trumpeter. I'd like to thank the Independence High School JROTC for being our color guard today. The DAR was founded in 1890 and is headquartered in Washington, D.C. It's a nonprofit, non-political women's service organization dedicated to promoting patriotism, American history, and securing America's future through better education for children. Today's a special day for Old Glory. We are grateful, and we are a grateful DAR chapter, and we are a grateful nation. I'd also like to thank Butch Balch for bringing in the Tennessee flag that came in. This flew in Vietnam. He took that to Vietnam with him, so we appreciate him loaning it to us today. We're pleased to welcome visitors. We're especially honored to have over 30 veterans and their families joining us. We would like to thank and welcome Mayor Rogers Anderson for being here today of Williamson County. We also want to recognize 6 men from Williamson County Veterans Court who are court mentors to veterans, and they are also veterans. Would you raise your hand if you're here, some of the members back here? And they will be available after the meeting if you want to ask them any questions. We appreciate you being here today. I'd like to also point out, if anybody got your Williamson Herald newspaper, I'm going to point out a couple of things. Old Glory showed up in the newspaper. I want to point those out. We're on this page, and there is our ad honoring our veterans. So anyway, pick up one of these papers if you see it around town and take a look through it. This is their special Veterans Day edition. And I was also reminded, because there's some Marines in this crowd, that today is the 246th birthday of the Marine Corps. So welcome to the Marines. Years ago, Old Glory became a commemorative partner in the United States of America Vietnam War Commemorative Initiative. The purpose of this effort is to thank and honor veterans of the Vietnam War, including personnel who were held as prisoners of war or listed as missing in action, for their service and sacrifice on behalf of the United States, and to thank and honor the families of these veterans. Second, to highlight the service of the armed forces during the Vietnam War and the contributions of the federal agencies and governmental and non-governmental organizations that served with or in support of the armed forces. Third, to pay tribute to the contributions made on the home front by the people of the United States during the Vietnam War. Fourth, to highlight the advances in technology, science, and medicine related to military service conducted during the Vietnam War. and fifth, to recognize the contributions and sacrifices made by the allies of the United States during the Vietnam War. Additionally, we are celebrating a very special occurrence, the 100th year anniversary of the Tomb of the Unknown Soldier. Here to tell us a little more about this is Viva Martin.
Thank you, Madam Regent. Welcome, everyone. At this time, we will recognize a most auspicious occasion, the 100th anniversary of the Tomb of the Unknown Soldier. In the video you're about to see, DAR President General Denise Van Buren will introduce retired United States Army veteran Gavin McElvenna, President of the Society of the Honor Guard, Tomb of the Unknown Soldier.
This November, the Tomb of the Unknown Soldier at Arlington National Cemetery will mark its 100th anniversary. We view the centennial not only as a commemoration to remember the burial of the World War I unknown soldier, but also as an opportunity to reflect on what the Tomb of the Unknown Soldier means to America. Our National Society is proud to support the Society of the Honor Guard of the Tomb of the Unknown Soldier to observe the upcoming centennial of the tomb on November the 11th, 2021. Tonight, we have the distinction of learning more about this collaboration and the centennial observance. Please welcome Gavin McElvenna, President of the Society of the Honor Guard of the Tomb of the Unknown Soldier and Centennial Committee Chair.
Thank you, President General Van Buren, for that introduction and your personal leadership in directing the support by the Daughters of the American Revolution for the Society's efforts regarding the national commemoration of the centennial of the Tomb of the Unknown Soldier. With the National Defense Authorization Act of 2017, Congress directed the Department of Defense to coordinate, support, and facilitate a program to commemorate the 100th anniversary of the Tomb of the Unknown Soldier. Arlington National Cemetery has been named as the government's agent to execute the directive of Congress. And we've been working with them for many years to provide context, suggestions, and support for this national commemoration. One of the Society's proposals that Arlington National Cemetery has adopted is the procession leading up to the National Veterans Day wreath ceremony, where we remember events 100 years ago as the citizens of our country lined the streets to pay homage to the unknown soldier as he was carried on a caisson from the U.S. Capitol to his final resting place in Arlington National Cemetery. Another Society proposal adopted by the government is the flower ceremony on November 9th and November 10th of this year. This provides a unique opportunity for people to come onto the plaza of the Memorial Amphitheater inside the chains and place a flower at the Tomb of the Unknown Soldier, just as the public did in 1921 on those dates when the unknown soldier lay in state at the U.S. Capitol. The Society views the centennial as an opportunity to honor and remind us of America's commitment to never forget or forsake those who have served and sacrificed, while keeping with the intent of Congressman Hamilton Fish, who wrote the legislation to bring home a fallen, unidentified American from the battlefields of France and inter that American in the Tomb of the Unknown Soldier. Congressman Fish, who fought with the Harlem Hellfighters in World War I, intended that the tomb would not just be about World War I, that it would transcend a single conflict and become a focal point for our nation to grieve, remember, and honor all who have fallen in her defense. In his own words, it is hoped that the grave of this unidentified warrior will become a shrine of patriotism for all the ages to come, which will be a source of inspiration, reverence, and love of country for future generations. The Tomb of the Unknown Soldier is the heart of Arlington National Cemetery, and it's a place where we can see 24 hours a day, no matter the weather or adversity, our nation's commitment to never forget those who have served and sacrificed for each of us. And whereas a nation, one where it matters not what your race, creed, religion, or politics might be, we can all come together to remember and honor. The Tomb of the Unknown Soldier is not just about World War I. It is about every individual who has ever served or who will ever serve, and the America's promise that we will never forget them. This national shrine has not only endured over the past 100 years, but it has in fact grown in relevance as a sacred place to remember why millions of our countrymen have fought and died for our liberty and our freedom. Working beside many different organizations and foreign governments, the Society has developed events surrounding key dates in each of the unknown soldiers' history, with a special attention directed to the contributions and sacrifices of our armed forces and our nation's allies. Prior to Arlington National Cemetery's planned commemorative events in Washington, D.C. from November 9th through the 11th of this year, the Society will be conducting ceremonial events in both the United States and in France to mark the key dates of the World War I's unknown soldiers' difficult journey home. We're going to bring attention to the special bond between warriors and nations. The people of France feel as strongly as we do about our unknown soldier. And I'm happy to announce that on October 24th, the city of Chalon-on-Champagne will mark the 100th anniversary of the selection of the World War I unknown soldier by Army Sergeant Edward Younger in their city hall in 1921. On October 25th, the city of Le Havre on the coast of France will also honor millions of unknown Americans who have come to their nation's defense as they commemorate the departure of the unknown soldier 100 years ago. As this is happening in France, the Independent Seaport Museum in Philadelphia, where the USS Olympia is docked, will also have a ceremony to mark the 100th anniversary of the U.S. Navy and Marine Corps' mission to bring home the unknown soldier aboard this historic warship. On November 9th, the Society will donate a historic plaque to the Navy District Washington to be placed at the exact time and the exact spot the unknown soldier once again touched American soil. While ceremonies play a crucial part in communicating our message, we know that education and inclusion will have a lasting impact on our nation. And we hope that more Americans are able to fully understand why there is a Tomb of the Unknown Soldier. We offer free presentations to educate people on the unknown soldiers buried on the East Plaza of the Memorial Amphitheater, the meaning behind the Tomb of the Unknown Soldier, and the sentinels that have stood watch over these Americans since 1926. The Society is always looking to find ways where we can bridge divides within our communities, however they are defined, and once again unite the American people around love of country. The National Salute and Never Forget Garden projects are two of the easiest means for communities to come together and participate in the national commemoration, setting aside their personal differences for a common goal that captures the unique fabric of their individual communities. Over the past few years, communities around the nation have gathered on the 11th hour, on the 11th day of the 11th month, to conduct national salute ceremonies, where they ring bells 21 times, play taps, and pause in silence to remember their community's veterans. We know the language of music and poetry offer unique ways to express and communicate love for America, patriotism, and remembrance, and so too it is with the language of flowers. Never Forget Gardens are being created and planted in many of our states, from Rhode Island to Oregon, Washington to Louisiana, and even in France. These Never Forget Gardens are having a unifying effect between people, exchanging profound emotions of patriotism, remembrance, and love. Few things in this world have the power to express our emotions in matters of the heart as flowers do. I want to thank every member of the Daughters of the American Revolution for your steadfast support in the Society's efforts to meet the congressional directive for the national commemoration of the centennial of the Tomb of the Unknown Soldier. Each chapter is leading the way, showing your communities what pride in our nation looks like, and you are at the forefront of the Never Forget Garden project. Thank you for coordinating free educational presentations by former tomb guards in your communities to talk about the history of the unknown soldiers and the sentinels that stand the eternal vigil. Your patriotism and pride in nation is a badge of honor you should be very proud of. Thank you. It has been an honor to work beside you.
Thank you, Gavin. We are so grateful. This November,
Wasn't that a wonderful program? And now, thank you. And now I have the honor of introducing Mayor Rogers Anderson.
Well, thank you, and thank you to the daughters for such a strong presence in our county and their involvement in so much. As many of you know, tomorrow at 11/11/11, we will have our Veterans Day program in downtown Franklin, meeting at 5 Points. And if you're able to attend, please do so. We are expecting a very large crowd. Today I have the honor to read a proclamation that was actually presented last year on the 50th anniversary of the Vietnam War. I am a Vietnam veteran. I served both in Africa and Vietnam, and so it always does my heart good to attend these events and to remind me. Whereas our nation is observing the 50th anniversary of the Vietnam War, we proudly join with the United States of America Vietnam War Commemorative to recognize, thank, and honor the United States military veterans, especially our local veterans, men and women of every background and branch of service who answered our country's call to arms during the period of the Vietnam War. Whereas it takes note of a worn-torn chapter of our country's history that we should never forget or happen again, we renew our heartfelt commitment to those who've answered our country's call in Vietnam and around the world, as well as those who await the safe return. And whereas for nearly 2 decades, these Americans served honorably, upholding the highest tradition of our armed forces, whether it was on land or in the air or in the sea. And whereas the name of over 58,000 men and women who made the ultimate sacrifice are eternally immortalized in the plaque granted of the Vietnam War Memorial, the wall, as we know, in Washington, D.C., we declare that they did not die in vain, nor will their sacrifice ever be forgotten. No words or ceremonies will ever give full merit to their service. It is never too late to pay the tribute, though, to the living Vietnam veterans and their families. And whereas the Old Glory chapter of the Daughters of the American Revolution have joined together with the United States of America and Vietnam War Commemorative Partner Program to honor the service, the valor, and the sacrifice of our living Vietnam War air veterans and their families throughout these different ceremonies. I call upon all Williamson County to honor our Vietnam veterans, as well as all of our veterans and their families who have served. Dr. Ken Moore, the mayor of Franklin, and I both have signed this. We put the seals on this, and we proclaimed that particular day in November of last year as a special day in Williamson County. Thank you. Thank you for being here. Thank you once again to all of those men and women that have served, and to the many young people that are continuing to serve our country and providing the freedoms that we enjoy. We all say thank you. Thank you.
I am Sammy Lee, a member of this DAR chapter and wife of Steve Lee, a Vietnam veteran also. And I'm going to read to you at this time our governor's proclamation for you, the Vietnam veterans. State of Tennessee proclamation by the governor. Whereas we remember the Vietnam War as one of the longest and most divisive conflicts in our nation's history. And whereas 103 months passed between the United States Congress passage of the Gulf of Tonkin Resolution and the withdrawal of the last American combat forces from Vietnam, and whereas during those months, 3,403,000 United States military members deployed to Vietnam. And whereas today there are almost 160,000 Vietnam-era veterans living in Tennessee, and 1,295 Tennesseans made the ultimate sacrifice and service to their country during the war in Vietnam. And whereas we see Vietnam veterans in our daily lives as parents, grandparents, in rural communities, and in the hearts of our cities, today, let us seek them out to express our deepest gratitude. And whereas the period between November 1st, 2005 to May 15th, 2025 has been designated as an opportunity to commemorate 50 years since the Vietnam War, and whereas the Old Glory chapter of the Daughters of American Revolution will be holding a ceremony in November 2021 to honor the veterans of this conflict. Now, therefore, I, Bill Lee, Governor of the State of Tennessee, do hereby recognize the outstanding work of the Old Glory chapter of the Daughters of the American Revolution to mark the 50th Commemoration of the Vietnam War, and encourage all citizens to join me in this worthy observance, in witness whereof I have hereunto set my hand and caused the official seal of the State of Tennessee to be affixed at Nashville on this 13th day of September 2021.
Thank you for sharing those proclamations. Also, this spring, Old Glory will be working with the city. We are celebrating our 125th anniversary of being here in Franklin and working in Williamson County and serving the community. And we will be dedicating a Never Forget garden, and this plaque will be put in the garden over there, and you can certainly come up and look at it after the ceremony. So we will keep you posted and hope that you can all attend that dedication at that time.
Vietnam-era veterans here today will be awarded a DAR certificate and commemorative pin to recognize their valor, service, and sacrifice during the Vietnam War. Several of the veterans receiving their pins this evening, well, this was Monday night, forgive me, this afternoon, will also receive a Quilt of Valor presented by Pat McMahon, volunteer for the Quilts of Valor organization, and Pat will now explain the significance of the Quilts of Valor program.
This feels like old home week to me. I am Pat McMahon, as Sammy said. I'm the chairperson of the Quilts of Valor Committee for the Cumberland Valley Quilt Guild. Quilts of Valor is a nationwide organization, but the best group is here in Franklin. They've awarded 286,000 quilts, but our group has done almost 2,000. Thank you. The majority of our funding comes from our guild through donations of fabric, thread, batting, money, whatever. And our guild gives us a budget to buy the items that we need. And then we get some funding from individuals or military organizations. While I think I'm good, I'm not that good. So I have help if y'all were wondering why we're all up here. First is Eileen Sherrill. She is a member of my committee and the wife of an Army colonel, right? I got it right. Yay! My next helper is also his birthday, folks. Gary McElhaney, retired Marine. Stand up, Gary. And last but not least, his wife Simone, who is also a Marine and a member of my committee. Thank you. We award quilts to veterans of every branch of the military. My husband is a 77-year-old Marine. This morning we had to do the Marine Corps hymn. I had to sing happy birthday. And I can't carry a tune in a bucket, so I won't punish you with that. But our group has made presentations at military hospitals, at the fair, at different veterans organizations. We've done active duty soldiers, Veterans Day programs, and we do individual requests. Virtually every military organization around here has had me show up for at least one presentation, and today we're doing 24. So what we're going to do is, I'm going to shut up, but when the lady calls your name, if you're being awarded a quilt, my buddies over here will come and wrap you with the quilt. I have a certificate that everybody gets, but I'm only going to read it once, and it has the person's name and their branch of service. And it says, the Quilts of Valor Foundation wishes to recognize you for your service to our nation. We consider it a privilege to honor you. Though we may never know the extent of your sacrifice and service to protect and defend the United States of America, as an expression of our gratitude, we award you this Quilt of Valor. And now you know why I don't read it but one time. Thank you all.
Thank you, Pat. Pat, we have just a little something for you from the Old Glory chapter today. For you. A very small token of our appreciation. So Vietnam War period veterans here today will be awarded a DAR certificate to recognize their valor, service, and sacrifice during the Vietnam War, and a commemorative pin. And they will also, and then receive the blanket, the Quilt of Valor, and they will also be receiving a challenge coin from Robert Berg of Humana, which is a big supporter of our veterans community. So we want to give Robert Berg a big hand as well for participating today. Robert, you're on over there. And at this time, Lisa Kinney is coming to the podium.
As State of Tennessee DAR Vice Chair for Veteran Commemorative Events, I am honored to explain the purpose of the memorial pin you will receive today. The symbolism of the pin we are presenting to the veterans today is especially important. The eagle represents courage, honor, and dedicated service to our nation. The blue circle matches the canton of the American flag and signifies vigilance, perseverance, and justice. The laurel wreath represents victory, integrity, and strength. The stripes behind the eagle represent the American flag. The 6 stars represent the 6 allies who served, sacrificed, and fought alongside one another. We are presenting this lapel pin with the message, "A grateful nation thanks and honors you," embossed on the back closest to the heart of the wearer. Also, the official name of the commemoration is included to remind each veteran that this is a national initiative, and this lapel pin is the nation's lasting symbol of thanks. Greater love has no one than this, to lay down one's life for one's friends. John 15:13. Will those who are part of the pinning ceremony please come forward? Our presenters are Daphne Cavanis, Jane Troop, Jan Campbell-Balch, Sammy Lee, and Pac McMahon.
They need to turn around. Okay.
Are you going
All right.
to call up their name?
Yes, yeah. The veterans we are honoring today risked their lives in service of their country. They will receive a pin, a certificate, and a quilt of valor. Some veterans have previously received their quilt of valor. The last 3 veterans will have previously been pinned. Today, they are receiving their quilt of valor. Okay, let me get all right. Receiving their pins today, and George Allen, United States Navy. George Asbell, United States Navy. That's okay. Gary W. Bullard, United States Army and United States Marine Corps. She needs to move more quickly. I'm missing a whole group. Okay. John Burns, United States Air Force. David Cooley, United States Navy, and he has already received his quilt. Ronald Crutcher, United States Army, and he has also received his quilt. Mercer G. Darden, United States Army. Jan T. Edelson, United States Army, and she has previously received her quilt. Maurice Edwards, United States Navy. Dana Richard Gibbs, United States Air Force. Thomas V. Hook, United States Army. William Bill Hubbard, United States Army. Granville Jones, United States Air Force. Melton Eddie Kendrick, United States Army. Jerry R. Law, United States Army. Charles Ernest Maine, United States Army. Thomas C. Martin, United States Army. Colin MacArthur, United States Army.
Mr. Morton didn't come, right?
Oh, I don't know. Okay.
There's only two up there.
Okay. Richard Peluso, United States Air Force, and he has already received a quilt. And Carrie Allen Perkinson, United States Navy. James Reed, United States Army. Samuel Richardson, United States Air Force. Herman Statham, United States Army, and he has previously received his quilt. Okay, Dennis M. Stubston, United States Air Force. Okay. Wendell Ward, United States Air Force. We've got three, because they're not up here yet. Michael Moody, United States Air Force. Army, sorry. I was looking at the one underneath. That's okay. These are walk-ins, don't worry about it.
Okay.
Yeah, you don't have one for them. Okay. Kambang C. Boonhung, United States Army. I know. And Ted Scalise, United States Air Force. The next three gentlemen have already received their pins, but they will be receiving their quilts this afternoon. Stuart Long, United States Air Force. Are they getting those? Charles Butch Balch, United States Navy. And Bruce Pendoff Waterman, United States Navy. We have two very special pins that we are going to be presenting this afternoon. Would Pamela Woods Tallman please come forward? And would Pamela Sheldon please come forward? We have a special presentation for Pamela Jean Woods Tallman in memory of her brother, James R. Woods, killed in action August 11th, 1969. A close friend remembered James in saying, "More specifically, I turn my attention and deep respect to Sergeant James R. Woods, killed in action 11 August 1969. Woody loved good music and quiet conversation, and he had taken his R&R in Hawaii so he could be with his fiancée, a very pretty young girl he could never stop talking about." The in memory of certificate and pin are awarded to immediate family members of a veteran who is listed on the Vietnam Veterans Memorial in Washington, D.C. We thank you for your sacrifice. We also have a presentation for Pamela Sheldon in memory of her husband, John B. Dutch Sheldon, Air Force, who passed away October 1st of 2021. The deceased Vietnam Veteran Survival Spouse Certificate and lapel pin is for the surviving spouse at the time of death of a veteran who served on active duty in the United States Air Force at any time during the Vietnam period, regardless of location. Thank you to all of our Vietnam veterans and their families. A grateful nation thanks and honors you.
At this time, I'd like to ask Sergeant Charles Steve Lee to come forward, and he is going to talk to us about the Reboot Combat Recovery.
Thank you, and on behalf of all my veterans, brothers and sisters, we just want to thank the DAR for this recognition today. As you get ready to leave, there are a couple of things that you may want to, if you're a veteran or if you have a brother or sister that's a veteran or you know a veteran. We have three things back here that we'd like to make you aware of. First of all, we have a VVA, Vietnam Veterans Association, of where we have a chapter here in Williamson County. We also have a thing in Williamson County called Veterans Court. What that means, if there's a veteran in Williamson County that for some reason gets in trouble with the law, could be a DUI, drug abuse or something like that, if they elect, and if Judge Taylor lets them, they can come into Veterans Court instead of being in jail for a year. They can stay out of jail, continue with their family, continue to work, but also receive help for whatever caused them to have that incarceration. So, and then next to that is what we call reboot, combat recovery. On our return from Vietnam, a lot of us guys we had PTSD and we didn't know how to deal with it, so we just sucked it up and dealt with it. But when the war in Afghanistan and Iraq happened and our guys started coming home, we knew there was a lot of PTSD going on. The suicide rates was up 22, and right now we have no idea how high it is. But Reboot Combat Recovery is a thing where combat veterans come along beside other combat veterans. What we found is a combat veteran will talk to another combat veteran, or maybe they won't talk to a counselor or something of that nature. So this course is designed for combat veterans to come along and help each other. And it's at the end of the 11-week course, there's a graduation, and then each veteran is able to address the group and say what that course meant to them. And it's remarkable, as you can imagine, especially officers. Officers think, they have to be tough for their fellow men, but a lot of these officers we found are getting no help. So what we do, we come together, and as they hear the story, then they form these special friendships. So that information is on the table back here. There'll be some of us back here that can speak to you. It's just something that's being offered here in the county, and just want y'all to be aware of it.
Okay, what a moving ceremony. What a lovely ceremony. We will conclude today's program with a rousing rendition. Everybody has to join in, of the United States Armed Forces medley. We expect everybody to stand when their service is sung about. But before we start the music, all veterans here today will stand and be honored during the medley. But we'd like to first ask all first responders that are here to stand and be recognized. Do we have any first responders here with us today? We appreciate your dedication to our community. Following the closing prayer, Old Glory would like to invite the veterans and their families to move to the back of the room for refreshments, and we're going to do individual and a group photo. And then there is also going to be a link, some information back there on how you can get your photo. We want to thank Liz Cruz today for being our photographer. She's a member. Thank you for your time and putting this all together and providing the photos for everybody. And I also saw Carol Robinson. We always love seeing her with the Williamson Herald. She's always here taking photos at the back. And Creed. Oh, and here's our Williamson County TV, Creed Henderson. And we want to thank you for being here as well and documenting this very special meeting. The group photo needs to go first. So when we finish singing, we're going to have a closing prayer. Jen Barnett will close us in prayer, and then y'all can move immediately back there to do one group. Oh, no. In front of the black. Okay, in the back, in front of the back. And then, real quick, I just want to say none of this would happen without some very special people. I'd like the co-chairs, Daphne Kavnis and Jane Troop, for our service to veterans, if you could come forward real quick. And our co-chairs for the Project Patriot, which are our active military, Sammy Lee and Jan Campbell Bosch, JCB, come on over here. And for those of y'all that are, oh, you want to? No. No. Come. I'm not sure. Oh, go ahead.
I'd like for you to go look at the people who received their quilts. Quilts of Valor personalized each one of those with the name and the branch of service. So it'll be a very special memento for the rest of their lives.
And for those participating in the parade tomorrow for Old Glory, we are at space number 14. Viva, what time do you want them there? 9:30. Okay. Let's hit the music. Let's see who can sing the loudest today, and then we'll end up closing with a prayer.
Coast Guard.
Jan Barnett, our chaplain, will lead us in prayer, and then we will be adjourned.
Thank you that we are able to meet today as a group in our country, that these men and women have given so much sacrifice and fought to secure this freedom. Thank you that as a group and a nation, we are able to honor them and celebrate Veterans Day. Thank you for the love and prayers and personalization that were put into these quilts. Thank you for the meaning behind these pins and these coins, so that not only these veterans, but their families, their friends, and their communities can celebrate with them the appreciation of the sacrifice that they have given and can continue to give for our country. Bless us on this beautiful day as we continue the celebration of these men and women of our armed forces and their families, and just bless us in the coming weeks. Amen.
The November 2021 meeting of the Old Glory is adjourned. Thank you for coming.